All right, B, can you hear me again?
Yeah.
All right. Well, y'all, this is Space Miner checking in, and we are at the Great Southwest Coin Expo. I'm representing myself, Osmium Space. And this is my booth. And in it, we've got gold Aurum notes. We've got gold backs. We've got sintered osmium bars. We've got the salvo crystallized osmium round. Oh, you can't really see it, can you, B?
I really like the idea, and it helps a little bit, so it's a good idea. I don't know that the depth is quite right, but it's nice.
Oh, and then we've got our vapor deposition rounds here. Variety of colors and color spectrums. We've got some arc bead in here. And then, of course, we've got our investment osmium. This is what you would use for your rounds, your jewelries, or just plain old investment. And then finally, your alternative investment metals. So, um, it's real bright from a distance. It seems to attract everybody. I like it. So,
No, that's awesome. I love the display you got there. You got an amazing amount of variety just to explain and show people. And right before we went live, we should have went live. If you would have caught all that on camera, that was the most in-depth explanation to those guys. It was great. But yeah, that display really enables you to explain the whole gamut of the thing.
yeah, because you can walk them all the way. Here, let's see if this will help. Let's find a different one. There we go. All right, you can walk them all the way from the osmium sponge, which is the powder granular. This is what you get out of your platinum refining, into your arc beads, which is how they stabilize it for longer term storage. And then your sintered bars, which is also about long term weight stacking storage. And then you can walk them right into the crystal.
Nice.
And then you can walk them into your dual investment, tangible investments. See if I can get anything to sparkle.
That one was pretty good there. Yeah, that was a good one.
Let's see.
Sweating and smiling together. Hello, FG Stacker. Hello, Broke Stacker. Welcome in.
Hey guys. Oh yeah, look at that. We got some people in here. What up, y'all? Welcome to the Coin Show. Broke, FG, Sweating. Nice to see you guys. Here with Long Live Coins, the B himself. So
well, yeah. You had some several people over there before. Is today a little bit how was yesterday, first of all, and then today looking okay, or
today's actually pretty slow. Yesterday was a lot busier. Yesterday, man, I was stacked, man. I was answering questions all day.
Nice.
I've sold a few of the rounds. See some missing spots there.
Cool.
Sold a few of those rounds. Sold off some goldbacks and Aurums, and getting everybody used to the lifestyle.
Cool. Yeah, I really like that display, man. I'm really impressed with what you did there. That's an impressive display, the way you have all the different elements out there, and then your own round going. The salvo I guess is what you're calling it. And
I am.
Yeah, I really like it. And show me those deposition rounds again. What's the one on the top right?
All right, here, let me hack into this real quick. Get a better view going. Yeah, I sure like these locking cases.
It looks good. Your setup, man. I like it. I'm impressed.
All righty.
Oh yeah.
Let's pull these out real quick. At least those two, right? Is there anything else you wanted to see?
Yep. We can look at those other ones
Here,
later, or all of them. Yeah.
Well, we'll start there. Hey, how you doing?
Did you get your silver set yet?
No, sir, not yet.
You want to do that kind of quick? Would you like to buy some raffle tickets?
Sure, I'll take a few.
How many? They're $1 each, 6 for 5.
I'll take 5. I'll take 5, and then here's that for the silver set.
Okay.
And then I'll just go pick it up later from you, huh?
Okay, I'll go get them and bring them back to you.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
And there's one of
Yeah.
5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's your 6. Just give us a name and a phone number minimum on the tickets.
Okay.
So the stub in the tumbler. The big is your souvenir.
Awesome. Thank you.
I'll go get that set for you.
I appreciate you. Thank you. All right. Who wants in on this raffle? How many people we got? Here, tell you what. Here's what I'll do. We're gonna do something for y'all. How many people we got in here right now, B?
Oh, we've got 1, 2, 3.
Okay. Well, everybody that's there we go. All right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a name. I'm gonna put all my contact information, okay? And then what we're gonna do is I'll put right next to it, I'll put a broke. I'll put a let's see,
Sweating and smiling.
sweating and smiling. I'll call that SNS. Okay.
And FG Stacker.
And FG. Okay, and then we'll put the B on there.
Oh, now we got E133 is joining us.
All right, so we'll do E1337. Okay, and I've got room for one more. Is that what we got?
Just start them, and somebody else will pop in.
Okay. Well, so what I'll do is I got one more, and the next person that pops into live will get their name on it. And then if I win this, whoever's name is attached to it gets it.
Transient Stacker just popped in.
And it's Transient. All right. Awesome. Good call. Good time in Transient. All right, guys. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and when we're done with this live, I'll fill all these out, and then I'll attach a name.
Cool.
To this. Oh my goodness, come on. There we go.
You guys just got entered into a giveaway. I'm not sure what they're giving away, but
I don't know either. I have no idea what they're raffling off. But
it's a coin show, so probably something cool.
Yeah, probably some coin or something, huh?
Frisky Dingo,
so
welcome in.
I think they're graded. I think it's a like rare graded.
Cool.
Frisky, what up, G? Dude, good to see you, Frisk. How you doing, buddy? We decided to launch a live. Give me a second. And there we go. All right. So we've got a couple raffle tickets. And so the names that we put here, those were the guys early into our chat. I'm going to attach your name. I'm going to put my name on there, but I'll put a notation here so that the one that wins will actually go to one of y'all. How's that sound? Good deal? I think it's a good deal.
Awesome.
So, all right. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
You guys want to see the new pickup? Here, hold on. All right. Give me a second to. Hey, there we go. A little bit wiggly, but we'll make it do. So I just I bought one of their coin sets. Okay. Here, let's see if we can turn this on. Okay. Oh, that one's dead. All right, no big. All right. Oh, I'm gonna have to turn this one off. It's too bright. There we go. Albuquerque Coin Club.
Oh, nice.
Is this
And it's
backwards?
got the old pillars, huh? Oh, cool. The origin of the dollar sign itself comes from that coin, right? With those pillars, the little ribbon tied around that pillar, I think is where we got our dollar sign from, the originals one anyway.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you guys seeing that all right? It's really reflective, isn't it?
MP68, welcome in. Rune Thorson, good to see you. Chew, good to see you.
There we go.
Yeah, nice.
All right, let's see if we can get access to this other side now.
So you're in that Albuquerque Coin Club now, then, eh?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to actually join the club, aren't I?
Yeah.
But,
I think that should automatically get you in.
Yeah, you would think, right? Seems like the appropriate way to do it.
Hey, Liberty
Ooh, that was
Bleeds,
fun.
good to see you.
All right. So here's let's see.
Yeah, nice, cool. The old Mexican. Oh, nice. Also, there are two different design coins in there. Okay. Oh, that's cool.
Trying to get some. What is that exactly?
That's the off the old Mexican piece or dollar that
It
they had.
says
I know. I'm not sure which one, but
70 años libertad is what it says.
there you go. There you go. Yep.
70. It reads right in the. Oh man, I'll have to take some high resolution for you guys later. Okay,
Oh yeah, that's cool.
That's the half ouncer. Okay, let's go ahead and pull out the 1 ouncer now. Oh wow, those set in there really well. There we go. All right, and this says, okay, this says real club bucks. Says real club bucks. 70
Cool.
años. 70 year.
That's awesome.
Let's see if I can come on you.
That's good. Yeah, that's a good shot right there. You got it.
Okay.
Yeah, those are cool coins. Is that a half ounce too, or an ounce, or?
This is the 1 ounce.
Cool.
So we got a 1 ounce, and then here, let me pull it back out. There we go.
Nice.
You know, I figured, you know, this is my first solo show. It's my first time doing it here in the Albuquerque Coin Club with the Albuquerque Coin Club. So I'm like, man, I should really get something nice for this.
No,
You
that's
know, I
cool.
wish I could have got one from the New Orleans, but it was like $200 for an ounce. And I was like, I was not ready to look at that.
Right.
So, and then we'll put it back in here.
Hey, OC
And
Stacker, welcome in.
there we go.
Yep, cool.
Pretty cool. So,
What are the dates of that? What's the dates on that box say there?
this says 1953 to 2023.
Okay, cool.
And it says 10 club bucks, 39 millimeter, 1.1 ounce. 5 club bucks, 30 millimeter, 0.55 ounce. Oh, so just over a half ounce. 999 silver.
Cool.
Yeah, it's really nice velvety case.
Yep.
So that'll have to live with me for a little while, huh? Put that on the desk or something.
Right.
And the Albuquerque Coin Club has actually started a mini mint too. And so they're going to be, they've got one of them screw press mints, like a big guy screw
Ooh,
press.
cool.
So, what up, OC? Liberty Bleeds? Welcome. Dude, Liberty, how long have you been from my chat that you did not have a wrench? All right, I think I fixed that. Oh, so you guys want to wander around for a second?
Let's look at those rounds too. Did you take those rounds out? Let's look at those before you
Oh,
wander
yeah,
off.
that's what we were in the middle of. Duh. All right, hold on. All right. Oh, let me get this prop. All right. I'm looking for the best lighting for this.
Broke Stacker says he's got a giveaway tonight at 9 p.m. Mountain Standard Time.
Woo woo, bro. All right, let's see if we can get that to show now.
Welcome in, Stella.
Oh yeah.
Oh, see that one. That one's nice there. That's pretty sweet. And you don't have you don't have any osmium set there?
I have here. We're gonna pull out the osmium one.
But that's the vapor deposition. So tell us what's on the vape. Which one's what?
All right. I gotta bring this. Sorry, guys. While I figure this out. All right. So this is vapor deposition titanium. See that gold rim?
Okay.
How it's kind of a golden rim right there?
Yep.
Well, on top of that is the osmium.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, guys. Here, let me get out of your way. I'm walking my crowd. All right. All right, you ready, buddy?
Yep.
Oh, we kind of lost some of that pretty lighting, didn't we?
That's all right. You can still see it.
All right. So what we have is vapor deposition. Okay. So what you can kind of think of that is it's similar. There we go. Bing, 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 bing. Try to. There we go.
There you
Is
go.
it sparkling for you?
Yep. Yep.
There we go. So, but these are my vapor deposition rounds.
Nice.
And what you see in here is titanium, which you can identify through the slightly golden ring.
Okay.
Which it's really not showing the, hey, there we go. A little bit of that golden coming out.
Oh, yeah, you can see it.
And then followed by osmium, which you can kind of see that blue coming out.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can adjust the color. I'm fighting color, y'all. We might have to take these outside, guys. But what it is,
you can see it. No,
compare with.
Go ahead. You can see it.
You can? Oh, there we go. Yeah, look how blue that is. Here, there's the silver. See how silvery?
Uh-huh.
And there's the blue.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. But so what you can think of this like is it's like having a auto paint gun, like a spray gun, spraying down on it. Okay. Here, let me put this back for a second. Okay. So it's kind of like a spray gun that like an auto paint, except that it's really more like a tattoo. And so as it's being atomically sprayed, okay, atom by atom, it's really tattooing into the metal because it's like whack, whack, whack into it, each atom, right? So what happens is right there, and watch, we'll do like this for a second. Okay, so it's kind of like this. So it's being deposited, right? And as it comes in, it goes whack. It's bonding or alloying into the metal. So, like, if this was the silver round, it would actually be a bit tattooed in. Okay.
Yeah.
And so, what you would have at the meeting where they meet would be called an interstitial alloy. Okay.
Okay.
And then it returns to the deposited metal at the top. And so, whenever we're looking at these, what you see is nice, good, pure, clean osmium on the surface. What you'll get is nice, good, clean, pure osmium on the surface, but the metal it's touching, it's actually bonded or alloyed together. And so this isn't like this isn't like gold plating where they wrap some foil on it or, you know,
Yeah.
electroplate it or something. It doesn't work like that. In
Wow.
fact, the only way you're going to get your osmium, here, I'm trying to get that color back. There we go. The only way you're going to get your osmium onto this is through the vapor deposition process, or you're going to have to set it.
Right.
Or you're going to have to set it.
Right.
And so that's like, it creates an ultra security because like first off, dude, you'd have to have an extremely, extremely expensive piece of equipment, right? And then you'd have to have the extremely expensive education to run that piece of equipment. And then you'd have to get the world's rarest metal and plus probably another decade in education to use this metal. And so you'd have to have the equipment, the know-how, and the metal just to start applying it to this. But guys, when you're using vapor deposition, like there's over 200, like well over 200 different individual factors that have to be met. And if one of those go wrong, one thing goes wrong and well over 200 different factors, this is not possible. It's not possible. Because if one thing goes wrong, this will turn black. You know, it'll be black or it won't even stick. You know, if there's some things you can do, like you can mess up that if you do those things, it'll never stick. It'll never even stick. And if you do get it to stick, it'll be black. And so what this represents is a new level of security and tangible validation of your round. And so if you had a kilo of platinum with some osmium smacked onto it, you would have an ultra secure and verifiable piece of platinum. You know, so if a company that produced platinum, right, was like, oh, we really want to mark these bars with some kind of security, there's no greater security than osmium.
Wow, that's awesome, man. Where did you, so are you planning on selling that or?
No, this is my demonstration. This is the world's first.
Yeah.
It's the world's first.
Well, I was wondering if I could buy it off you right now, but I guess that's a no, huh?
No. but we could probably make an arrangement for future work together.
Well, let's look at, so that's awesome.
Guys?
So that's awesome. That's your osmium piece. But now let's look at your other ones, just so people get an idea of that you show them you got more going on there than just that. Let alone the inset crystallized osmium round. You've got even these deposition rounds of different metals. So what's this?
All right. So this one is a titanium deposition round. Okay. Titanium is normally a silvery grayish luster, right? But in this, when you use vapor deposition processes to achieve this gold color, is actually quite a recipe of its own, like an intellectual technical recipe. And so, like, obviously titanium in the form we look at it, or we're used to looking at it, does not look like gold, does it? No. But it's because metal has a refractory index as well. So all your metals, just like your light goes through light when you disrupt your light, and it creates the rainbow effect, right? Well, all your metals have the same concept going to them. And so this also represents a form of security, because again, you need the machine, you need the material, you need the know-how, but now if you want it golden, you're going to have to know how to make it golden. And again, if anything goes wrong, this doesn't happen. So that is a security marker, and it protects, finishes, and beautifies our silver. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it provides a protective layer, because I mean, titanium's tough, y'all. And so this is going to perform a protective layer. It's also going to perform a security function. Okay. And what's more is the color itself is an additional security function of the process. Reminds me of a titanium nitride drill bit. Exactly, Frisk. Exactly. You know, oh, guys, this here, give me a second. This is tungsten titanium. Oh, I can't believe I touched the other side. Okay. Let me get it up here. There we go. This is tungsten titanium. Okay. And you see that little fingerprint in there?
Uh-huh.
There it is.
Yeah.
See that fingerprint? That
Yep.
fingerprint is permanently set. It's permanently set, guys. It's not getting out of there.
Yeah.
And so to get rid of this fingerprint at this point, you would have to absolutely destroy. You'd absolutely have to destroy this round.
Yeah.
And this represents one more additional security feature. You see? Because now you need the machine, you need the material, you need the know-how, okay? And then you need the recipe know-how, how to get your colors out of there, right? How to get your reds and your goldens and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So it's titanium and tungsten. So now you got dual authenticators, right?
Yeah.
You got dual authenticating metals. And then when these come out of a deep vacuum, there's ultra deep vacuum on an atomic level. And so this will literally wick your fingerprint. It'll literally wick your fingerprint right out of it. Here, I'm looking for some line. There we go.
Yeah, quit moving around. You're killing. Just go with it. You're gonna make us all sick here.
Sorry.
No, it's no.
So,
This. But that's so fascinating. Like we can see them. You can get good colors out. I've seen the colors in all of them. They're all very impressive. And so you did that fingerprint just to show one more layer of how you can authenticate a product to one step further, kind of.
exactly. So now you imagine you just bought a big giant kilo gold or a kilo platinum or something, right? Or more, you know? And you want to validate and secure your metal. Let's say you
Wow.
produce it. You could use this technology. You could literally go bleh, print your bar, and that's it. That print lives forever. That is the validator. That's your security measure. But this isn't just limited to bullion, guys. This application of technology could go anywhere. This could be a house purchase. This could be, a contractual agreement. This could be
Right.
a tally stick.
Right.
This could be, you know, a security key for secure entrances, or secure permissions.
Yeah,
And
no, that's
and
amazing.
again,
That's a crazy idea there. That's pretty interesting.
yeah, so this represents the future of bullion security. To me, that's what it represents. The future of bullion security.
Wow,
The
that's
future
very
of
interesting.
security. Because this is a non-forgeable, unforgeable process. You cannot counterfeit this. Cannot counterfeit this. I, I mean, it would be, what's that? Well, I refer to him as silent partner. Uh, if the guy ever wants to go public, I'll be happy to introduce him to the world. Um, but this guy he's extremely. I mean, guys, this guy is a freaking genius, and he's made he's made a big impact on the world already. Here, sorry, I'm fixing my grip. He's already made a huge impact on the world already, and so he demands a certain sense of security in his life. You
Sure.
know, he
Sure.
needs to have it. I'm sure in some situations he's probably legally bound
Sure.
to a certain sense of security.
Yeah.
So, oh yeah, guys, did you notice this is a smooth? Oh no, not this one. Where's my smooth read? I have a smooth read floating around.
Yeah, Stella Hernandez asks, would these
There we
coins
go.
be more for a collectible item or something to be used as barter and trade situation? This is a whole nother level of security. He's just kind of showing off what could possibly be done if you wanted for validation, and also looks awesome as well, and protection in many forms, I guess you might say.
Yeah, and you can always just come in. Like, imagine if you laser printed this and then followed it with the vapor deposition and then
Right.
followed it with the fingerprint and then set it with an osmium.
Right.
I mean, no, seriously, like, I want to go back to this Swiss one here for a second. Okay, guys, we've got already the security and verifiability of the osmium setting. Okay, we've got the security and verifiability of the silver. We've got the security and verifiability of the titanium and osmium deposition.
Yeah.
And then you toss a fingerprint on that, guys, and this very well, I'd be hesitant to just like proclaim it, but this could be the world's most verifiable, uncounterfeitable silver round in the world. It might be.
Right.
This might be the most secure and verifiable, uncounterfeitable Oz. Well, I mean, you could never counterfeit this for one simple reason. Right there. You'll never counterfeit it for that little sparkle right there.
Yeah.
That sparkle says you will never, ever, ever in a million years counterfeit this.
Right.
Because why? I have my identifying sparkle right there.
Yep.
But now I really just screwed you right here, guys. You're screwed.
Right.
You'll
And
never
that blue,
counterfeit this ever.
that blue with the sparkle in it. I mean, that's and a little bit of golden. That's just really, that's awesome, man. That's sweet.
Well, right, because remember, this is titanium. This is a small titanium layer with a deposition of osmium on top of that. I mean, dude, you are not ever in a million years going to replicate or counterfeit this world's first. Never.
Wow.
Sorry, guys. It's done. It's screwed. I mean, you got 20 years of education just to figure out how to start counterfeiting me.
Yep.
So good luck,
Yep.
y'all.
Yep. Welcome in, OTG, Cranky Stacker, Ground Pounder. Welcome in, guys.
And I'd
3D
just like to say
Woodworks.
real quick, thank you to my silent partner,
Yep.
man, for putting this together. This is
No, dude,
incredible.
what you're showing is incredible. Your whole setup, like I am fascinated with your whole setup, what you're showing, these other possibilities, like that's very impressive. This just I'm excited to see this because I've talked to you, behind the scenes and listened to your mind with just I call it a chemist mind, but it's your level of understanding on metals and how they interact, and it's just fascinating. And then you have these examples here. This is amazing stuff. I'm very impressed.
Yeah, and oh, here's an interesting thing for you to think about too. Check that out. Silver. This is everything above the ground right now. Okay. Silver, 50-meter edge length cube. That's half a football field. Okay. Half the football field wide, tall of silver. Here's 22 meters. That's like that's as big as a lot of monuments or some buildings in towns, in certain towns.
Yep.
Here's osmium. And it's actually, believe it or not, we've updated our figures since this publication.
Yeah.
It's less than. It's like 1.5 meter, which
Yeah.
means it fits right there.
Right.
That's the entire world's supply of osmium right here.
Right.
Isn't that incredible?
It is incredible. It is. And Cranky wants to buy some stock, or wants to know if he can buy some of your stock in Space Miner stock.
Cranks, you're welcome to buy. But just so you know, the deposition is these are the prototypes. These are the firsts. These are the guys setting the stage. So, is there something in mind?
Oh, I think he was just
Your company.
yeah, he's just talking about buying stock in your
Space
company.
Miner Production or Osmium Space Production.
Yep.
So, what did you guys think, huh?
That's amazing.
Does this
That's
the way we
awesome.
think about precious metals?
Very impressive.
Ugh. And guys, I didn't do this all by myself. I had a partner in crime in this.
Cool.
But GP, what up, man? All right, here, let's take a second. Let me say hi to everybody. Ground Pounder, if y'all don't know him, he's a tree man. He cuts, trims, maintenances trees, and he's the big dog on scene. He's got the tree clout. He's got the tree clout. Got coming out swinging metal detecting. What up, G505? Okay, what we got? We got Frisky Dingo in here. What up, Frisky? Good to see you, man. I hope the weather's well out there. Cranky, my man. How you doing, man? Being cranky, angry? 3D, when'd you show up? Driving home from church. Cool, man. Text to speech won't ruin this. Yeah, I'll ruin your text to speech, guaranteed. OC Stacker, what up, G? Man, I appreciate you talking to me the other day. It was very helpful. We got Climber Clinton here, although he doesn't. When'd you change your name, man? It's just Clint now? It's Climber Clint. I don't care. And OTG, my favorite troll. How you doing, buddy? Pete? Hey, howdy, mate. Transient? What happening, man? All right. I think I've Stella. I saw Stella in there. Awesome. Man, everybody came to visit me. You guys are awesome. Clint, why'd you change your name? It's fill in the blank, Clint. Oh, don't get me creative. You got any questions, buddy? All right. Feel free to look. Hey, take one of those poker chips, man. Yeah, of course. Take two so you can clatter them together. You're welcome. So, guys, anybody care if I walk out and smoke a cigarette?
Sure.
Remote control. Yeah, so you know what? Let's take some. Oh, better stick around for a second.
Yeah. I think so. His Space Miner round with the osmium set into it is available, but those vapor deposition rounds are just for example only. Is his first example. But he is selling his crystalline osmium and the Space Miner round with the crystalline osmium set into it, which looks like this, which is very impressive. Let me get this turned on.
Why? Well, this is going to a lot already.
Hey.
I'm not getting the light very well either.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate you. Hey, keep the interest up. All right, guys. Oh, I better pick this up. Keep that in my pocket for a minute.
Yep.
Oh, how'd you like
So
to lose
space.
that?
You have a few of your Space Miner rounds left. I know you sold several. I know I got number one here.
Not yet. I was running live. I'm going to be doing them here in just a minute.
Okay.
I'll get them over
I'm
to
just
you.
trying to get it done. We don't want to leave anything out.
Yes, sir. I'll hustle up on that. I'll be right back. Okay, guys. I'm sorry. I've been in here for a minute and I gotta smoke a cigarette. Deal with it. Here, we'll let you. How you doing? Good, and you, buddy? How's the booth been doing? Looks good. Look at that bin, guys. Dow. And it's just like this, guys. Just these coin shows, you know. This is my first coin show. I don't know if y'all know this. This is my first coin show.
Cool. Well, it's pretty impressive display for your first one.
Oh, look at that. Tone Lieber. Wow.
Got the reverse proof Libertad.
Oh, man. Look at this. Libertad selection. You're kidding me. I'm a sucker, and I didn't even know these were here. Oh, no. Oh, no. I'm going to be broke. Oh, no. I can't do this. Let me see if he'll trade one. Maybe he'll trade one for me. Look at that. Yeah, guys, we'll come back and take a look around here and walk away slowly. GP says, "I know, man." Half off.
You know, well, you know, I used to go to Mexico all the time, Santa Maria.
All right, when I come back in, we'll take some time. What up, y'all? These guys are the ones watching us at night. Yeah, I don't know if they're staying the night.
Not
But
tonight.
not tonight. Yeah, don't say tonight. That'd be a waste. All right, bye, guys. Ah, there we go. Woo! Hey, wife. How you doing? My wife's like, Prawn! Yeah, I get it, hon. I get it, hon. Oh. Okay. Give me just a second. Here, I got you, buddy. You're welcome. There we go. Guess we got room. Time for one more. I just helped the criminals. I'm just kidding. All right. Okay. Let me see here. Give me a second. All right. There we go. Cool. Who's in here? Laced up. What up, G? All the way in from the east. Oh, guys, I am. This has been a long few days for me. I've been tired. Here in a minute, we're gonna go back in and kind of wander some of those tables and see if we can find anything fun and new.
I think you got the fun and new set up there.
I do. Dude, there's nothing like that. I mean, one of the guys was commenting, and he's like, you go these tables and you can see the same thing 50 times. He's like, but you're the only one with that. I'm like,
Awesome.
that's true.
Good job, man. No, it looks good. I'm impressed. Really, I seriously am impressed. You're doing
Yeah.
good on that, on your display there and your knowledge, and that's awesome.
Yeah, so I would have done it yesterday, but man, I was getting hit like
Yeah.
person. No, I don't mind giving the time or attention, of course, but I just didn't have the opportunity to be able to socialize with anybody because of that.
Right.
Otherwise, I was going to run it. But today's kind of slow, so I'm going to see what's on some of these tables. Dude, I haven't looked in my first coin show, and I haven't looked at any of those dang tables. I bought like 2 little Mexican coins from the guy across from me. And I
Yeah.
was like one was like a little $8 no silver coin, but I liked it. It was like I think it was like a 10 peso, or no, it was a 50 peso. It was a 50 peso and no silver. And then I grabbed a 10 peso, which is like a 45% or 44% silver, something like that.
Huh.
And I couldn't resist those. And then I grabbed the Coin Club one, which you all saw. I grabbed that because it's my first coin show that I've been to. First coin show that I did my own solo table. And so I was like, man, a good memento would be, I could splurge a little bit, right?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, OC over here, he does coin shows too. In fact, OC was really generous to me, and he spent some time on the phone with me to kind of help me get an idea of how these are going to go and stuff. And it was very helpful. I used a lot of that advice.
Cool.
And but dude, if there's one thing I'm going to tell you about this osmium, guys, people don't like. I had an interview with Coin Geek earlier. The Coin Geek.
Oh, cool.
He came over and interviewed me this morning,
Awesome.
and like, of course, he had to be like the first person I talked to today, right? Like the first non-white that I talked to.
Right.
So, and then on top of that, CoinGeek was like, "Look, we've talked a few times. Can you kind of like limit the information a little bit, like tone it down?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I could do that, But no, seriously, like people come here, CoinGeek had commented on that, and he's like, these people don't know this yet. That you're bringing something so new, and he's like, and I understand that you're wanting to give them all the information. He's like, but that's a lot of information to absorb.
Right.
But it's not, guys. That's what I was trying to explain to him on the side.
Yeah.
Guys, it's really not that much new information. It's just another metal. It just happens to have wonderful numerous applications and benefits and
Characteristics
just
and
oh yeah, it's fantastic. These when people are getting overfilled, it's from their own questions. To answer some of these questions they ask, they might expect a simple answer, but there is no simple answer for that.
Right.
Like one guy was like, "Well, why aren't they just pouring it and melting it into coins?" Well, what's the simple answer for that? And so I could say, well, we could start with the temperature, the melting point of it, considering that your average guy doesn't have the physical capacity to melt that with his equipment.
Right.
Your average person, like your average, silver pour guy, dude, he's going to toss that in and all he's going to do is ruin osmium. Like, I mean, he's not going to he's going to ruin it aesthetically, but nothing's going to happen to the osmium.
Right.
Like, you're going to retain it. I do, Frisk. I got a nice 1 ounce arc bead of osmium there. Dude, when I drop an arc bead, I had a gold guy come to me yesterday. Like, dude, he was like, his neck was filled up, big giant gold pendants, and his hands were just full of gold. He's a gold guy. And, he's a gold guy, right? And we were talking about the density of it, and I'm like, yeah, it's over twice as dense as silver, and it's more dense than gold and tungsten. It's the densest. And he's like, I like to play around with my tungsten, you know, and every now and then, and I'm like, dude, this is gonna reset. I said, this is gonna reset how you weigh stuff in your hand. And I dropped that in his hand, that little 1 ounce arc bead of osmium in his hand. The dude, you should have seen the look on his face. Like, he'll never pick up his gold and feel the same way about his gold again. Like, sorry, buddy, your gold ain't the standard anymore.
Yeah.
It's not. It's just osmium, buddy. Welcome to the club, Club Osmium. This stuff's advanced.
Yeah.
But that's what I've been trying to explain to people. Like, when they start feeling like overwhelmed, like this is a lot of information. Like, guys, it's not. What makes our precious metals valuable, anyways? It's their densities, it's their rarities, it's their resistance to corrosion,
Yeah.
and the nobility of a metal, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, guys are like, well, I don't know, with the osmium, right? And I'm like, but they've got no good reason. The
Right.
nearest reason they have is the limited selling market for it. Like,
Right.
limited places to buy, limited places to sell. But I'm sorry, y'all. So's gold. Gold's a limited market too. Let's face it, we're not all running out there buying ounces of gold.
Right.
And unless you're willing to go to the pawn shop, like me, I don't have a coin store in my area. I got to drive hundreds of miles to hit a coin store. The only place to sell your gold in my area is privately or a pawn shop. And I'm sorry, most people are not prepared to just run out and buy an ounce of gold from you. You see?
Yeah.
So it's already a limited market.
Sure.
So's platinum.
Yeah.
So's silver. Most people aren't even aware of.
Right.
Like, they all know the word gold and silver. They all know it's a metal and it's precious or valuable or whatever. But
Right.
you try to sell your silver to the common guy, and even he's not going to be too sure about. Well, I don't know. I got bills, or whatever. Dude. Now we've entered a time in our world where even cash can be an odd thing to some people. Like, people can even be unsure about cash. This is where we're at. So when people are like, oh, I don't know about osmium, it's like, although I get it, I just don't. I haven't really heard any good arguments against osmium yet.
Yeah.
Unless you just want a quick flip. If you're
Right.
wanting a quick flip, but I mean, even then,
Right.
I've been here and I've flipped the metal.
Right. Yep.
I guarantee you, there was some guy had some rare slabbed Mexican coin I was looking at. I'm betting you 10-1, he's had that coin for years, living in his stock.
Right.
$300 for an ounce. It's not even an ounce of silver. It was a mixed metal.
Yeah.
It wasn't even a full ounce of silver in it, And he wanted like $300. That's his value. And then these guys want to come to me and talk about premiums and rarities and limited markets, when he's got a $300 piece of zinc.
Yeah.
How do you tell me limited market when you're sitting on a $300 piece of zinc that's been sitting in your shelf for 4 years?
Yeah.
Dude, Oscar hasn't even been here 2 years, and I've already sold it. So
Right.
I don't want to hear limited market.
Right.
I don't want to hear niche market anymore. In fact, I made a decision with myself the other day. I'm not using the word niche market anymore. It's not. It's an elite market. It's
Right.
not niche. We're not talking about the sparkly Beanie Baby here selection. This isn't a sparkly Beanie Baby niche. This is an elite purchase.
Right.
I mean, osmium is well established industrially. And you go out to Europe, it's well established financially. People are buying homes. They're buying businesses with osmium. They're selling homes and businesses demanding payment in osmium. They're moving family fortunes into osmium. I'm sorry. Do I want to listen to the $300 zinc coin guy?
Right.
Or should maybe I pay attention to what the the wealthiest people in Europe have caught on to, you know?
Right. Yeah, I mean,
Why are
that's
they giving up their gold for crystallized osmium if osmium's that I don't know metal, you know?
right. No, yeah, I mean, it's in how you look at things, and you know, it is a new metal, it is a new market, but those are, if it was something that, you know, wasn't the most dense element, and not the most rare element, not the most noble element, you know, in a new market, you might be a little bit questionable. But when you have all those characteristics plus its own built-in safety code, and then you add in a new market, but like this is exactly what you want to hear. This is you know, this is your chance, this is your lucky place to get in, because it's new, and so not a lot of people know. That means you have a chance to get in. But if you look at its properties, you know, it's gonna, like you say, it's already an elite market, and we're just lucky for being in the beginning so that we can partake in it. Because yeah, I mean, we talk about silver becoming unobtainable and unaffordium, and this, you know, that's silver. Look at how tiny this market is, and you know, this is gonna. We already know there's an end date. I mean, this is gonna be you know, this is gonna go off the market, but way before the other metals. So yeah, I think it's a good chance for people who do understand metals, you know, for them to see this and get in, because it is a new market, and that's when these things are. That's when you want to get in. You want to get in when not everybody knows about it, because when everybody knows about it, it's going to be really expensive at that point. So
Right. You buy the blood and sell the tears, you know? Uh, As I've heard it said before, you know, you want to look when goldbacks first started cranking out. You know, when goldbacks first started cranking out, and people were, oh, I don't know, unsure about this. And then a state adopted it. And then another state adopted it. And then another state adopted it. And now we've got states adopting goldbacks, legally authorized, legislated. And now the price is going up on them. I'm sorry. If you would have invested in the goldback, you would have already been winning. You know, and that's one just one example of investment. You know, like platinum had its turn. We've seen this before. We've seen this with platinum. We've seen this with palladium. We've seen this with rhodium and ruthenium and iridium, and we've seen this with other types of metals too. Ian right now is working on rhenium, you know, and he's gonna win.
right.
And he's going to win. Because we're the group of us that are doing these, that are making these kind of investments. We recognize the core principle, the the foundational principles of precious metals investments, or metals investments in any ways, tangible investments. You know, where scarcity, rarity, nobility, you know, value, performance. You know, these are what you want to see in your investments. And you look at osmium, and it meets every mark. You know,
Right.
it
Yeah.
meets the marks. So why are you going to tell me? Why are you going to tell me? Like I said, I've heard a bajillion arguments against it and a whole bunch of naysaying, but I've never heard a good argument.
Right.
That's the one thing I've never heard is a good argument.
Yeah.
You know, and that's not to insult the people arguing against me, because they have legitimate concerns about their
Sure.
investments, which is wise and good. You
Right.
should
I
have
mean,
legitimate concerns.
I think it's probably because we've all been sold the best vacuum cleaner in the world, right? Like, You know, how many how many times have we, somebody comes to your door and they've got the best new vacuum cleaner that they're selling you, and for X reasons. And so, I think we all kind of have that, oh, this is something new and it's going to be the next best thing that you're trying to sell me. Yeah, okay.
Well, that same gold guy, after we had talked for a while, he comes to me and he's like, "Hey man, can I be straight up with you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, of course, And he's like, "It kind of seems like you're selling what's the word for it?" And I'm like, "Snake oil." And he's like, "Yeah, seems like you're selling snake oil." And I'm like, "Yeah." I said, "I could understand why you feel that way." I said, "It's just so good. How could it be true?" You know? And they said, "Well, if it makes you feel real comfortable," I said, "You're suspicious of it." Like you're suspicious of it if it makes you feel any more comfortable. Like, there's uh the point I was making with the guy was that, like, no, it is wonderful and it does really genuinely have all these benefits. The one downside to osmium, if any, is people's ignorance and fear towards it. It's
Right.
ignorance and fear.
Yeah.
That's the true downside. The only reason there's not a market right now, like the market everybody wants for crystallized osmium,
Right.
comes down to two things: the total amount of osmium available. It will never be traded like gold and silver. It can't be.
Right.
Your pieces would be too small by the time it got in everybody's hands.
Right.
So it'll never be. It'll always be an elite investment. You were
Yes.
either in on it or you weren't.
Yep.
It'll always be that way. And the second one, the reason we don't have this community of buyers and sellers is because everybody's too fearful. They're too fearful to make that investment step, that speculative investment.
Right.
They're not speculating. They're not logically taking things to their end.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and I think I've been noticing this a lot, that we're not trusting our own instincts. It seems like we've been taught to not trust our own instincts enough. And so, because that's what you have to do when something like this comes across your desk. You either have to intellectually say, yeah, no, this is a dud, or actually this might be something worthwhile right here. And that's trusting your own decision making on that. And so I seems like I see we turn our decision making to so many other people in life on all these different issues. And when something like this comes across your desk, you yourself are the one that has to go through all those different dimensions of is it good or not, or worthwhile, or and the more that you start paying attention and understanding what good instincts are and why it would make sense, and those are going to be the people who are going to pick it up and be like, yeah, this one's for me. So, but yeah, it's that's interesting. There is a why. I don't know if it's too many vacuum sales or what, but yeah, there's definitely you're trying to sell me the new snake oil, and they can't seem to just look at the elements themselves and be like, oh yeah, that makes sense. So
Well, like I've referenced time and time again, we've been through this with platinum. I'm sure there was a million people lined up at the door against when guys were trying to sell platinum originally, you know? And oh, I don't know. It's so rare. It's very difficult to extract, even more difficult to process. There's a very limited market. There's not a lot of use cases for it. And now we live in a platinum dependent society. And it
right.
and and platinum, I think, has is still working towards establishing itself in financially, economically speaking. Um, Industrially speaking, it's in the game. It is the game.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like for example, gold. Um, you know, it's only like 6% of gold is used industrially anyway. Oh, like when I hear a gold guy come at me like, well, there's not doesn't seem to be a lot of uses of osmium, and, and I'm like,
Right.
excuse me,
Right, right.
I'm sorry. Does cancer research bother you? Is that not like a priority industrial usage? How about biological catalytics? How about petroleum catalytics? How about chemical catalytics? How about alloys? How about electrical tips? How about radiation shielding? Why is none of this applicable?
Right.
6% of the world's gold is used industrially. And of that 6%, something like 60% belongs to a war council, which means that somebody checked my math, roughly 2.5% is actually used in practical economic industry.
Right, right.
And then so you want to tell me about limited use case? Most gold is used in soldering electrical ends, shielding, and then anywhere that there's like there's high vibration, they need like a soft connection that doesn't just like fracture apart, under vibration. Yeah, they'll use a gold. So some of these gate chips and stuff like that in the computer world. Yeah, gold has uses, but it's not its uses are limited. Most gold in the world, it's like 60 or 70% of the gold in the world is locked up in jewelry anyways. And then you want to compare that against silver and platinum, which are figures closer to 40% in industrial supply. And so, and this is an additional point I really want to make real quick, is that, and I forgot it. I was going to make a point about that.
Take it easy, Cranky. And yeah, they're saying you should go check your booth too, just in
Yeah,
case.
I'm on the way right now. Plus my battery's dying, so I got to get a cord on it real quick. I'm like, oh no, this thing's going to die any second. All right, here, let's flip you around. Let you guys see what's going on. So, silver, with gold being tied up 60, 70% in jewelry, platinum and silver being industrial powerhouses. Oh yeah, that was the point. Technologically speaking, guys, it's not like back in the day. Nowadays, a little like we can, take an ounce of gold and stretch it to the moon or something like that. We're not technologically limited like we were in the past. We can, a little bit of osmium goes a long way, and what they need it for, they'll be happy to pay it.
Right.
Because they really don't need that much, but oh boy, do they need it. And
Right.
so while the rest of it's being absorbed, while the rest of it's being absorbed, if you're not using it in the industry, it's absorbed on the speculative side,
Right.
into speculative investments. So here we are again, speculative investment.
Yep.
All right, chat on them for a second for me, B. I'm gonna go. I gotta find my battery pack and cord.
Okay. You looking for some sterling OC stacker? If we could get to the moon OTG, indeed. Yeah, a few free hours, huh? Yeah, that's what I want to hear some more of these. I told Space Miner to get me a list of like some of these uses, just so for the naysayers. That's funny, Frisky. If someone said they had the cure for cancer and it worked, you would still have a hard time selling it due to fear, right? Yeah, right, exactly. Well, it looks like my host has gondoed. I don't know if he's gonna come back or not. We'll hang just for a few minutes just in case. We've been running for about 70 minutes. I'm guessing that's tin microscopes or TIM microscopes. I don't know what that is, but exclusively use osmium tetroxide as an electron reflector. Huh, tetroxide. I thought the tetroxide was the